I'm going to ask one more question. When you think about the whole application process, right? We are trained to believe we have no power in this. You know, we put this out in the ethers and God knows whether we're going to hear back or not. I'd like to see, what would you like to think of yourself as being? Like, what visual can we have about you feeling more empowered? Does anybody have anything like that? And it doesn't have to make sense. You could say, I want a crystal ball. That works. Anybody, any thoughts? So we can tap on that if nobody else. I want unlimited confidence. Exactly. Okay. I'd love to have unlimited confidence. I'm going to use my example, just like my dog. She has unlimited confidence. Nobody can tell her what she can and cannot do. She tries to misbehave. Chin point. Sorry, guys. Chin point. She's always misbehaving. Collarbone point. It really doesn't matter how many times we say no. She still does the same thing. Top of the head. I wish I had her level of perseverance. Inner eyes. I wish I had her level of confidence. Outer eyes. Nobody can tell her that she's not a great dog. Under the eye. She knows exactly what she wants and she has a single-minded way of getting to it. Under the nose. But that's not practical for me. Chin point. But I wish it could be. Collarbone point. I wish I could be a little more like her. Does anybody else have any other image or visual that you would like me to use? Top of the head. Would love to have this confidence. Would love to attract the right opportunities for me. How does that one sound? Right? Because you don't, outer eyes, you don't want to just keep applying to things that aren't suited for you. So let's focus on that one. So let's go to the under eye. I would love for the best opportunities to come my way. Under the nose. Anybody else on something like that? How does that sound? Okay. Chin point. I would love to have only the opportunities that I'm suited for come my way. I'd love to, collarbone point, drop any fear that this isn't going to work out. Top of the head. I want to change my mindset on what will work out for me. Inner eyes. I don't know how to do it. Outer eyes. I have so much evidence that this hasn't worked for me. Under the eyes. But what if there's a way to change my mindset? Under the nose, and that could change my behavior. Chin point. What if I can attract more things based on how I feel? And I choose to love and accept that this is how I feel. All right, guys, so stop for a second again. Kind of done with our demonstration. I want you to take a few deep breaths. And again, we're just going to focus on the breaths. Okay, thanks, David. I see that you've written these are good thoughts. So as you're focusing on what we just tapped on, I want you to pay attention to your breathing. How did your breathing change? Does it feel a little more relaxed? Do you feel more relaxed? Anybody have any updates on that? How your breathing is after doing this? Yeah, there is light at the end of the tunnel, right? We are so focused on all the things that have gone wrong. In fact, let's just do one last tapping on focusing on all the things that have gone right. So let's go back to our cardio chart point. I have evidence that things have worked out for me in the past. I have evidence that I know how to make things work for myself. I have evidence that things can move in the direction that I choose. But it starts with what I believe. What if I can choose to believe that there is a possibility that things are working out? Even if I don't see it right away, collarbone point, top of the head. What if I can be open to the possibility, inner eyes, that there are more opportunities out there for me? Outer eye, I love the idea of having more opportunities out there for me. Under the eye, I love the possibility that some of these opportunities are the perfect ones for me. Under the nose, I'd love to be able to receive these perfect opportunities that are waiting for me. Chin point, I see evidence that things could potentially be working out in my favor. Collarbone point, and I accept that this possibility is available to me. All right, so let's stop over there. So did that help? Did anybody feel a little more optimistic, a little more hopeful? Okay. All right, thanks. Perfect, David. I'm glad to see and that you said yes. Anybody wants to share something? So I want to take a few minutes. I know this is new and we kind of kept it at a demonstration level. We couldn't go very deep. It's not sort of the scope of today. But does anybody have anything to share about what tapping is and how it's helped you? Like, did you find it to be useful for you? Oops, you did? Okay, anybody else? Because I wanted to just take a few minutes. I'm going to start sharing my screen again. So give me a second. I want to take a few minutes and really kind of get some feedback from you on what your tapping experience is. Because the more you are able to incorporate something like this in your routine, as you can see, we just did it for a short period of time. The more you're going to start noticing that you have sorry, I'm just reading the chat as well. The more you make this a routine, the more you're going to find that you're going to be relaxed when it comes to doing various things, right? So this is what I was trying to say earlier. If you're taking action from a place of fear, doubt, and insecurity, it unfortunately the results are going to just reinforce that. But if you're taking action from a place like, yeah, there's a possibility that this could happen, then you're going to start noticing that, wow, things are beginning to change for me. So thanks for those of you who put your thoughts in the chat. So Swetha, you liked tapping on your head. It was helpful to tap out some of the negative thoughts. Yep, perfect. You found it useful, Laura. So Lauren, I hope that was a little helpful for you as well, since we were tapping on some of the things that you had mentioned.